Hi guys, welcome back to Style with Substance and welcome to this bridal inspired makeup tutorial and a hair tutorial complete with headgear and earrings as well. I filmed this makeup look today which is kind of like a silvery eye and a bit of a golden bronzy look, which I think would work really well for a bride-to-be. Perhaps if you're doing your own makeup and you don't want to splash out on an artist, this is just a really simple look that you can try. I used lashes, I did a nude lip, and you'll get to see how I kind of styled my hair as well. So if you want to see how I achieved this look, then please keep watching.
So I'm starting this look off with some Milk of Magnesia to use as a primer and like a mattifier. I get really oily skin, so I have been putting this down all throughout the summer, just underneath my makeup. Then to fill in my pores, I'm using my Benefit Professional Primer just around my cheek area. Then I am going in with the MAC Dip Down to basically fill out my brows, and I am just basically using that on an angled brush. I tried to kind of make the insides less harsh and then go in with like a concealer underneath just to define everything and give the brows more of an arch, more of a shape, and generally sculpt them. So I do that on both brows, and I use my Sleek brow kit in I think a light, which has nearly run out, so I do need to run along and get a new one. I try to blend out as much as possible, but I'll do the rest of the blending with some foundation. So then I take my Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation on a damp beauty blender and I basically just pile that all over my face. I really love this foundation for like a flawless finish. The way it sets is very much cool toned rather than warm, so I have to tend to do a lot of bronzing when I use this, but I'll also contour and stuff, and that will bring more of the dimension back in my face. But yeah, essentially just buff that in with a beauty blender. I always use the pointed end for some reason, but as you can see, I figured it out and started using the the rounded end, and take that all over my face, on my lids, and then move on to concealer. So my concealer is also Estee Lauder, this is the Double Wear concealer, and I take that under my eyes almost as a highlighting technique. I don't really have dark under eyes, so this is more for just a more dramatic under eye look. And again, I use a beauty blender to just dab that in under my eyes as much as possible, and on my lids to act as a base for my shadow, and down the center of my nose just to make it appear more thin. Then I use my MAC Studio Fix Fluid in a really dark colour, just any darker colour than your skin tone will do. This is slightly too dark for me and slightly too cool tone, so I'm thinking of looking into getting either an Estee Lauder foundation or a MAC foundation, more of a warmer brown tone, because this is sort of quite harsh, but does the job. So I just take that on my cheekbones and up on my forehead, and I blend that in as much as possible. It's quite hard to work with once it dries, so you've really got to kind of blend it in as quickly as possible. And then I take it down the sides of my nose just to carve out that contour a bit more and get more of a defined look for my nose. Going over the tip of my nose as well, which is the most bulbous part of it. And again, just sort of trying to bring as much dimension back to the face as possible and keeping that nose looking slim. Then I take my matte paint pot in Painterly, I believe this one is in, and I put that all over my lids so I have a nice even base for when I put my eyeshadows on. I normally set this with a kind of same tone eyeshadow, but I forgot to do that in this video, so make sure you do because the shadows go on easier. Then I take my Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder, what a mouthful, and I put that under my eyes for baking and just below my contour lines to get my cheekbones nice and chiseled. Then I'm taking my Morphe palette and this kind of neutral browny orange colour and putting that in the crease. And again, as you can see, it doesn't apply as easy when you don't have shadows down there. Then I'm taking my Naked 2 palette and using this silvery colour to form the base of my lids. It looks a bit weird now with the red, but I promise you once everything blends in with the sort of darker grey colour that I then used, it all starts to come together. So this was again to just sort of deepen up the eye look just on the edges, just to bring a bit more drama. So it's kind of like my new smoky eye, but it's very bridal appropriate, I think. Then I took this sort of copper colour, I think it's called Chopper, in the corners of my eyes, just to sort of lighten up the look a bit more and make it a bit warm, so it's sort of more feminine than it was kind of looking. And then I just start blending everything in with my Zoeva blending brush. I love this brush. Then I take this grey colour and sort of put it in the crease again as well, and just bring it slightly up more, just to fade out some of that red. I wanted the red there to kind of act as a natural transition between my brows and the rest of my eyes, but I wanted to go back in it there with the grey just to keep that look very cool and very much sparkly. Then I'm just getting rid of the excess baking powder. As you can see, you don't need to leave it there for too long at all, because it really does make me get quite ashy, but what I do to combat that is lots of bronzing. So I'm going back in with the shadow with a darker grey colour, and just really deepening up the outer corner of my eye, just to make that make my eyes look a bit more cat eye, if you know what I mean. And just blending that in with my Zoeva brush. I'm also taking that on my bottom lash line, sorry about the focus, and just smoking it out a little bit, not too much, mind, because it is a bridal look, so you want your eyes to remain slightly open. Then I've gone back in with the initial silver colour that I used, and I am just going over what I've done before, just to make it a bit more sparkly, and just to make it pop a little bit more. I found that when I do this with my eyeshadow looks, they come out exactly how they do for everyone else. And then I've gone back in with Chopper on top of that as well. So now just lining the top lash line there, just to create a base for my falsies. I'm not doing too much of a wing, she says. Actually, that's quite a dramatic wing, but I'm only going as far as the eyeshadow goes. Ideally, you probably want to do your shadow first, and then use your kind of liner to just carve out where your eyeshadow should stop. And then I'm kind of trying this new sort of inner corner lining where you kind of have two lines, but I don't know, I kind of wasn't sure how I felt about that, so I went over it with something else. And then just lining my bottom lash line with this Essence eyeliner pencil. Now time for bronzing. I'm using my Sleek Pressed Powder and Wood Smoke to bronze up the outer perimeter of my face and under my jaw, just to warm up the look a little bit more. I think it's really important that you don't look ashy on your wedding day, so why not? Then using my Sleek Powder Contour Kit to carve out my cheekbones again, and I also take this down the sides of my nose just to set all the liquid products we used there earlier, and then down the tip as well. And then I also take it on my jawline, just so that looks nice and sharp, and you can hide the effects of lots of junk food. Then I'm going in with my Guerlain Terracotta Bronzer, which I use as a face powder because it's the wrong shade. And now I'm using my Laura Mercier Lush Nectarine blush, just to bring some more colour back to my face. Then going in with my Betty Luminizer rather, and taking that on my cheekbones, under my brow arch, and down the centre of my nose, just to highlight my face even more. I'm blending all that out with my powder brush, just so it's not too harsh as well, and just going back over my eyebrows because they tend to get a little bit washed away by all the product. Just to define them even more, which I always do for really occasional makeup looks, is I go in with my liquid eyeliner. I take a bit of it off on my clothes just so it's not too harsh, and then I go under the arch, and then I do the top layer as well. Highlighting more because you can never have too much highlight apparently. And then I am curling my lashes the other way around because mine curl up too much, which would be a nice problem to have if they were really long, but they're not. So this helps me apply the falsies a lot easier. So I do this, and then I pop my mascara on. So I've just sprayed some setting spray just so that everything starts to blend in nicely. And I'm going in with my L'Oreal Telescopic mascara. It's the gold edition one. I don't know what that one is called, but it's basically the same as the black one, although I feel like the black one's just a little bit better. So yeah, just elongating my lashes, and then popping on my falsies, which are some ones I got from Wilko for about £1, I think. I'm using Kiss Lash Glue because it's the best lash glue I've ever used, really. And this I think comes... no, this is Eyelure lash glue actually, sorry. And this comes with any Eyelure eyelashes that you buy. I think I bought some a little while ago, but it does last quite a while. And I pop my lashes on with tweezers now, and then I do this thing which I call pinching. So it's basically pinching my lashes and the false lashes together so that there's not that gap where you can see the difference in length. So I'm then going back and basically going over my bottom lashes just so that they don't look too different to the top ones, and putting some Betty Luminizer just in the corner there to brighten up that look. Then perfecting that inner corner liner, and going in with lipstick. This is just a brown lipstick I got off Beauty Bay, no idea what it's called, any brown lipstick will do. And then I'm going in with MAC Honey Love in the centre of my lips, and then a MAC Chestnut lip liner just around the edges, just to create some definition. So yeah, then I've curled my hair off camera, just curled it in the usual way I do it. I've got a tutorial on my channel on this. I'm putting in some dangly silver earrings. I don't know, I think these were a present, so I don't know where they're from, but any dangly silver earrings will do. Small ones, because the headgear is quite, the headgear that I'm going to put on is quite dramatic, so you don't want to go crazy. So I'm combing out the curls a little bit more, just so that they're not too tight. And then I'm popping in this piece of head jewellery that I got off Etsy. I think the technical term for these, I think they're like Asian, I think this is called a tikka. Might have said that totally wrong, but I tried. And then I'm just popping my hair back, bringing some of it out to create a fringe, and then putting the rest of it up with this sort of silver hair clip, and I'll show you what it looks like at the back. Then I'm going to take the sides up a bit more, just to create more of a layered sort of curtain effect, and clip it in as much as I can, just so that it doesn't fall out. So I'm using just like bobby pins for that, and just sort of tidying it up in the back there. But I mean, I'm not a professional sort of hairstylist, so clearly this would be slightly less refined than it would be. And I didn't use hairspray because I don't want to put hairspray in my hairpiece, but you would do all of those things if it were your actual wedding day, or your hairstylist would. Then I'm just moving the head jewellery down a little bit more, just so it comes right in between my brows. And that is basically it.
So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this makeup look. Might do a few more of these if you guys really enjoy it. I also decided to throw in this bonus look just in case you kind of didn't want like a big piece of jewellery dangling right in the middle there. For those brides that kind of want more of a simple piece of jewellery but they still want to do the headgear thing, I quite like the look of this. I feel like this would work more with your hair down, so I'm going to show you what that looks like as well. So here it is with the hair down. I kind of put it to one side, but you could also put it to the back. So you could also do it to the right and kind of have like more of like a Hollywood glam kind of style, or you could just have it all out and putting it kind of over. It's just for a bit more sass, zhuzh. Headgear is really in at the moment, so it's something different. Give the video a thumbs up if you found it useful, and subscribe if you are new to my channel and want to see more makeup tutorials and some of the other types of videos that I do. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!